ready?
I was born ready.
I don't think we're going to get any other candidates to jump in, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate.
I don't know how you managed to juggle letting people in this thing and talk at the same time.
Comes with practice.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I appreciate you coming on Sunday and taking time out for this Zoom meeting, this presidential one-way Zoom meeting, unfortunately. I'm going to read out some of the ground rules, and then we will start attacking some of the questions that the membership posted. So each nominee will be allowed 1 minute opening statement, followed by, we were going to do a coin toss to see who goes first, but I guess that's pretty obvious now. The questions have been submitted by the membership and have been curated by Brother Ben Kay and Gus Zervos. I will ask a question. Each nominee will have 2 minutes to present their response. There will be no back and forth, just an opportunity to answer the member's question and then move on to the next question. Candidates will alternate who answers the question first with each question, but that's redundant. When all the questions have been completed, the nominees will be allowed a 2 minute closing statement to the membership. Okay, so to your first question, President nominee Andrew, how should the union committees be established, organized, and maintained to ensure meaningful member participation? Also, within the legal framework of union governance, what role do virtual town halls or Zoom-based Q&A sessions play in engaging membership?
Uh, Request to the moderator before I answer the question. Can I introduce myself?
Oh yeah, sorry. You get the one minute introduction. Let's start over. Uh, Andrew Salby, you got a 1 minute opening statement, and then we'll start with our questions. I apologize.
Great, thank you very much. So my name is Andrew Salaby. I'm the current president of ATU Local 1573. I've been president for 3 years, and prior to my presidency, I was a shop steward for 3 years. I have maintained my initial promises and commitments of transparency, communication, and respect. I believe that through positivity and solidarity, the union can accomplish anything. And I look forward to continuing with this trend, with the membership, moving forward, moving upright, continually modernizing our local and fighting for what's right and what's best for our membership. So I'm just asking that members keep this in mind as they cast their ballots on December the 4th. Thank you.
Okay, appreciate that. So your first question, I'll read that one again. This is about committees and member engagement. How should union committees be established, organized, and maintained to ensure meaningful member participation? Also, within the legal framework of union governance, what role do virtual town halls or Zoom-based Q&A sessions play in engaging members?
Okay, I'm gonna break that question up into two parts. So for the first one, regarding how the committees work, how they're established, how they should be maintained. So anytime a president is elected, within the first month of that presidency, notice should go out to members, giving them an opportunity to apply for specific committees. It will be sent out as a whole to the membership, and they'll be able to reach out and submit their application based off their qualifications or based off what they feel that they can contribute. Once they're submitted, and the deadline is reached, the executive board will review all applicants. And then under that review process, you're essentially looking for balance in terms of equity and inclusion. We all know what that means, as well as qualification and opportunity. And once that review process is conducted, the members will be selected by virtue of the executive board's vote. And then once the committees are established, how they're maintained, or at least how I learned to maintain them over time. It wasn't something so easy, was to have a assigned executive board member look after each committee and act as the liaison. That way they can facilitate communication and keep lines of communication open for the president and that committee. Regarding legalities and governance of committees, can you just read that second part over again?
Yeah, 1 second. So when you get to your 2 minute mark, I'll just put my hand up to kind of give you an indication that you run out of time.
Yep.
So the second part of that question was also within the legal framework of union governance, what role do virtual town halls or Zoom-based Q&A sessions play in engaging membership?
Okay, so there's no such thing as a virtual town hall. They can't happen. Town halls are special meetings called by the membership, and there is a decorum, and Robert's Rules of Order are observed. In terms of a Zoom question and answer session, I do them all the time. They're legal and within the confines of the bylaws established, so there's no issue in that regard.
That's right at your 2 minute mark. Good answer. Okay, we'll go to the next question. This is regarding AI automation and job protection.
Just a point of order. I've noticed with Zoom meetings, you have to keep your eyes on participants trying to join. I don't know if anyone else is trying to join.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I got it open in the corner there. When you're talking, I'm letting people in. Okay, question two. With the rise of artificial intelligence, automation, and autonomous buses affecting both operations and maintenance, what legal, bargaining, and political strategies will you use to protect union work and ensure these jobs remain within the ATU bargaining unit as technology evolves?
Okay, well, as you guys are aware, technology is evolving at an exponential rate, especially with the inclusion of AI in, I'd say, the last year and a half. We are seeing several jobs under attack, especially in the retail space and self-checkout areas. Regarding the transit system, I think it is ideal to create language within our contract that protects workers, ensures workers' rights, and ensures that we can't be replaced by any machinery or artificial intelligence. Personally, I believe that is light years from here. I know AI and technology is developing very fast, but in terms of self-driving vehicles, self-driving transportation vehicles. I believe that there's still some work to be done. At the end of the day, we as human beings, yes, we're capable of human error, but we also know what to look for in terms of what machines can't look for, from our daily inspections all the way until the look on a passenger's face when they're in crisis. I think the human factor is what's needed in public transportation. It's very important to ensure that there is a human element in the safety of the public at all times. And it's through these arguments that will ensure members are protected and advocated for.
Okay, thank you. So, question three is regarding workplace safety. Using specific examples of tools or protections currently available, not proposals involving tasers or transit enforcement, what actions would you take to immediately improve safety for frontline members?
Okay, I don't think tasers is ever something that we'll want to advocate for. I think that would actually put us at more risk than we already are. With that being said, I do believe that using what we have available to us now, communication is our strongest weapon, and that's not only communicating the message within our local and to management, it's also going outside of our local and our workspace to the public and to council so that they are aware of the issues that we face as transit operators. It is a safety concern. Mental health issues, as everybody knows, has been on a continuous rise, and more and more people are facing economic crisis and hardship. And it's just a big mixture when you're putting in an operator into a public space that there can possibly be an issue that develops there. So, bus of the future concept, getting a fully enclosed shield, advocating for that continuously. I know you mentioned outside of transit enforcement, but you always have to lobby to council and to committees, policing committees, to let them know where issues need to be addressed. Also, quick communication that is reliable and effective is very important, ensuring that there are essentially no fallback issues or connectivity issues, and ensuring that a proper system is in place when flipping that yellow switch. We're continuously doing audits. We're continuously communicating with the assault task force. They've been sleeping for the last couple months, but they will be reactivated again come the new year. And of course, continuously fighting the agenda through contractual language. This is my agenda, and this is what I feel is necessary to ensure that we're protecting our operators and keeping them safe out there.
Okay. The fourth question. This is regarding Argo and jurisdiction. The city has invested approximately $11 million into the non-union Argo microtransit pilot, operating within ATU Local 1573's traditional service area. What is your legal and political strategy to ensure this work is either stopped or fully integrated into the bargaining unit?
Okay, that's a great question. Argo has been a concern for our members since its launch, and I have done a campaign trying to clear up any type of false information out there. But the plan moving forward, Argo is here. They're in the middle of their pilot, and right now we need to ensure that they're abiding by the letter of understanding established through the negotiations that we had. As everybody knows, the unfair labor practice settlement was attached to the collective bargaining agreement, which the members voted in favor for. It's here now. We have to work through it, but that doesn't necessarily mean all is lost. I want members to always keep in mind that the contract says there will be no contracting out of work until the point of layoff, and that's all Argo is right now, contractors working under a pilot. Now, under the 60-day language in the MOS, the idea is to essentially find out where the city is with Argo. Is the intention to keep Argo running, or is the intent to disband Argo completely? As I've been telling members, there is a lease agreement attached to the units that Argo has, and I believe a portion of the $11 million was used to purchase those units. So protecting and stopping within that 60 days, advocating and letting the employer know that we're not interested in Argo. We don't want Argo here. Work should remain ATU work. We want to drive our buses. We want to maintain our buses. Anything that services the public in the city of Brampton, we want our hands on and no one else. And if they say that they want to push that program through using any legal entity or avenue that we have to stop them from being able to continue with that pilot. And I do mean every legal option that we have available to put them to a stop, as well as publicly contesting them. Oh boy, I'm out of time.
At a time.
That was a big question for such a small time frame.
Well, you run out of 2 minutes quickly.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, the fifth question that was submitted by the membership is regarding strike readiness and financial stability. Given the recent labor tensions and the political, sorry, let me start over. Given the recent labor tensions and the potential for prolonged disputes, do you believe the local strike fund is sufficient to support members during extended job action? If not, what responsible financial or budget strategies would you propose to strengthen strike preparedness?
Yeah, the strike fund sits just under about $900,000. It's 870 something, I believe. Let's just say to be safe, it's over $800,000. I think it's more than enough because the strike fund is used for essentially campaigning to the public through the media, through different devices, hiring, providing any type of equipment or purchasing. strike picket signs and shirts and whatnot. So I think the treasury itself is more than sufficient. Also, including the fact that the international does pay uh, members who show up to picket. Um, but as a caveat into that, I think it's really important that through the bylaws and working forward into the next term, that we establish a plan that is essentially, of course, by members' consent, a treasury that is put aside while we are expecting negotiations. And then when the negotiation concludes and we have our contract, if we don't end up striking, we're funding every member just to kind of ensure that there's extra money there to pay members. So if it's $5 a paycheck, $10 a month, $25 a month, whatever the membership decides, when we decide, hey, through this bylaw, it's time to activate this provision, the membership will be assessed with their approval, and then the assessment will start to build up this treasury. And then if we don't use it, they get the money back. And I think that's a way of just forcing members to save because I realize whenever we're going into contract talks and a strike is looming, everyone's saying, oh, save, save, save. And sometimes it's not so easy for members to save or put aside. So that was just an idea.
Okay, thank you. Our next question that was submitted was regarding executive board unity. Internal political division weakens bargaining power. What leadership policies or processes would you implement to manage conflict within the executive board and ensure the union presents a disciplined, united front to both the employer and the membership?
I think that there is a fine line between conflict and disagreement. I think disagreement among the executive board is okay as long as it's respectful, factual, and can lead to further strengthening our local. If everybody's always moving in the same direction and always saying yes, no matter what, that in itself can actually weaken the progression of the local. So it's good to have disagreement and it's good not to always see eye to eye because you're challenging each other. Now, in terms of conflict, there's no room for conflict among the executive board. We are professionals. We are elected by the membership. We're continuously representing the membership, and it's important that we're able to work together cordially and respectfully and respecting each other. If there is conflict there, it needs to be nipped right away. If the executive board can't handle it as one, it honestly needs to be reported to the membership, and the resolution committee needs to step in at that time because the members do need to be aware when the board is not acting cohesively. As a leader, I will ensure that if there is conflict, it's nipped right then and there on the spot. Everybody says their piece. Everybody says their piece for disagreement. Somebody did that on purpose. Everybody says their piece for disagreement, and then we look for a solution going forward. Sorry, I just had to mute my phone there. Go ahead.
You done? You finished with that question?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
no
Somebody,
worries.
like literally someone on this call called me. That's not cool.
Oh,
But go ahead, sorry.
okay, so that was the sixth question. The seventh question that was submitted by the membership is regarding grievances and fair representation. What is your plan to ensure grievances are handled consistently, efficiently, and fairly across all divisions and shifts? And what training or structural improvements would you introduce to maintain high standards of representation?
So ensuring grievances are filed in a timely manner and followed through the process. Understand that sometimes things come into play, such as contract negotiation, and that's a valid reason to postpone a grievance because it's affecting everybody as opposed to the one individual, depending on the cause. Of course, if there's a termination or anything like that, it should be prioritized as best to your ability, but any other grievance that can always be put aside during the course of negotiation. In terms of the responsiveness and the preparedness to address a grievance, training is very important for the entire executive board, myself included, along with the executive board and the shop stewards. Regular training, refresher training. You can never know too much. or arrive, I make it a point myself to refresh the knowledge that I have in terms of our collective bargaining agreement, the policies and procedures implemented and exercised by the corporation of the city of Brampton, any changes in labor law or WSIB. Those are very important to know and stay in the know about those things. And I think training, education, and communication are key to keeping yourself fresh so that you're prepared to represent the members.
Okay. To our eighth question submitted by the membership. It's regarding communication and transparency. Beyond emails and social media posts, what consistent communication systems would you use to ensure two-way engagement with members across all shifts, classifications, and locations? And how would you rebuild or maintain trust?
Okay. I don't think trust is a major factor. I think through communication and transparency, we've broken that barrier. Of course, some members may disagree, and that's okay. That is their right. I welcome to challenge the transparency of this local and show members where we've dropped the ball over the last 3 years. Um, Regarding how to maintain it, how to further it, um, I spent the first 3 years of my presidency um, creating new avenues of communication through the social media that we already have, introducing memos, introducing regular Zoom meeting updates, creating the information board where one-way information is passed through, and developing our website where members can go online and quickly, easily, and efficiently check the status of where we are in the GMM or through the minutes. I think there's always an opportunity to further evolve. I think that app-based development is our next step. Of course, this will be through communication with the executive board and with the membership. But I think that having a website app that everybody can access at the touch of a button at their phone will ease access to communication even further. Maybe creating forums where people can discuss specific items because I've noticed through the WhatsApp group, somebody will ask a question, somebody will ask a different question, and then all these chatters going back and forth, the original message is lost or what people are looking for is gone. So by establishing a forum through the application, people can discuss a specific item only and keep it related to that item. I think that would be the next step in having information available. Also lobbying the international to allow voting
That's it. That's
online.
2 minutes. I appreciate that. Our next question is regarding assaults and safety protections. Operator assaults and frontline safety incidents remain a serious concern. What concrete contractual staffing and workplace safety measures would you prioritize in the next round of bargaining to strengthen protections for members?
Can you please read that question one more time?
Yeah, sorry, I stumbled all over that one. Operator assaults and frontline safety incidents remain a serious concern. What concrete contractual, staffing, and workplace safety measures would you prioritize in the next round of bargaining to strengthen protections for members?
Well, on my platform, I'm really looking for transit enforcement this time around. Um, Outside of transit enforcement, maybe enhanced policing or dedicating a division of the police force to checking transit and responding to transit concerns. I think the next step beyond that is getting language in our contract that dictates and determines how the employer responds to certain situations like assaults. I think lobbying the municipal and provincial and even the federal levels of government for more protections for transit operators are important. I know everybody sees that sign on the door that says, assault an operator is a $5,000 fine. Stricter fines stricter penalties, follow up on actual assaults for the assaulted member, and you know what, ensuring that there's a process that anytime a member assaulted, the information is posted. I found that a lot of times somebody attacked somebody and it wasn't posted right away, or there's some type of excuse as to why this member's picture can't be posted for all to see and be aware of what's going on. So I think putting language in place in combination with all the other things that I mentioned is very important to identify people that could potentially assault operators as well.
Okay, thank you for that. That was a similar question to the one we had before, but I think I like the tasers version better. Giving operators tasers. I like that. Okay, the 10th question. This is for the 5-year union vision. Looking beyond wages, what is the most important non-wage improvement you would commit to achieving over the next term to improve members' working conditions or long-term job security?
Okay, contractual contracting out, the language of contracting out is always important, especially for the maintenance division, and we're seeing it now in terms of operation. So I think further strengthening the language that dictates the employer's ability when contracting out work is very important for the safety of the operations and maintenance division moving forward. Of course, health and safety doesn't just address the workplace. It's outside of the workplace as well. And this is why I think that we need to focus more on our benefits as a whole. And I know that everyone always mentions wages and benefits baseline, but as members know, our benefits were frozen at the same compensation rate for quite some time, and it was the first time through this contract that we had it increased, and I'm looking to increase it further in the future. Also, including benefits into retirement, I think is very important because we have an aging demographic, and I want to make sure that they're protected and covered after such a long time serving for the city of Brampton, driving a bus or working. And then, of course, but we want the furlough program addressed. It's very stressful for 40 people to come in and not know when and where they'll be hired. Historically speaking, they're hired very quickly, but at the same time, getting rid of this temporary program and just hiring them full time and doing a 9 month probation, I think is the best route to go. And these are the items that I'd like to see moving forward that are non-wage related.
Okay, thank you. The 11th question is regarding bargaining. What are the top 3 non-wage priorities? Excuse me. What are the top 3 non-wage priorities you would bring into the next collective agreement? And how would you structure negotiations to ensure the final deal reflects membership priorities and secures strong ratification support?
So I think vacation is very important for a lot of members. The amount of time it takes to accumulate based off what people have seen in the developments with Mississauga's contract. I think scheduling is a major factor. We made some progress with the scheduling committee language being fully implemented into the contract, but members want to see more. They want to see more guarantees in terms of how scheduling is conducted, what the management or employer can do, and how we can protect them out there in terms of the amount of time that they actually have, if they can get out the seat and stretch, if they can go use the washroom without fear of running late. I was talking to some members, and the having just 5 minutes to walk from your lunch break to the bus, excuse me, I think is very important because if you finish your lunch break at 12, you take over at 12. You have to decide, do I leave my lunch 5 minutes early and get to my bus on time, or do I leave my lunch on time and get to my bus 5 minutes late? So, scheduling, vacation is very important. I think protecting members' rights further through protections that have to do with disciplinary action from the employer is very important. And these are just some of the items that we want to look into moving forward in the interests of our membership.
Okay, our 12th question that was submitted by the membership is regarding job security. Why should members trust you to protect long-term job security as transit service models and technology continue to change? I could read that one again, and I stumbled that one if you want.
Please.
Okay. Why should members trust you to protect long-term job security as transit service models and technology continue to change?
I would say track record and follow through. My track record is consistency through the things that I say to the membership, follow through using facts and evidence to defend our points. Just, I want members to think back to the CUPE strike. It wasn't our strike, but our membership was greatly affected. And we had to mobilize quickly, efficiently, and effectively to ensure that the public was informed of who exactly was on strike and the reasons behind transit delays, and also ensuring that members were paid. I made sure that every member was paid and protected while outside during that difficult time. Through changes of technology, like I said, we're always addressing our arguments with facts and evidence and looking at research and determining the trajectory of where technology is moving, like we had talked about earlier, AI for an example, and then continuously thinking of ways that we can combat these advancements to protect our membership and then implement those changes. Um, my ability to draft contractual language and to not only draft but break down language established or look at things and be able to see what may be the outcome of those items also adds to my track record, and that's why I believe I should be trusted and I am the person to take us moving forward.
Okay. Our 13th question is regarding maintenance. Maintenance workers are critical to system operations. Which steps would you take to ensure maintenance classifications receive fair representation, safe working conditions, and equitable treatment as technology and fleet infrastructure evolve?
I think it's important to keep on the ball in terms of evolving changes in the industry, not only communicating with our neighboring locals as to what's going on with with their departments and their divisions and what they're facing, but also monitoring the trends that the ATU International reveals to us. They are a powerful resource. Also maintaining communication, training, and uh, and essentially identifying factors that need to be addressed with the Health and Safety Committee, ensuring that those members are also trained and know what to look for, and seeking guidance from outside is always as okay as well. Just kind of backtracking, training is very important in communication with executive board members and shop stewards because they are the representation of workers in the maintenance division. And we need to know what's going on so that we can better support our maintenance workers. Also, the establishment of committees within because our maintenance workers are doing the work every day. And me personally, I'm not there. I have a high level understanding of what's going on, but you need someone boots on the ground like the shop steward or the executive board to communicate with members through an organized committee so that they can talk about the challenges that they're facing regularly and how they can be addressed.
Okay, thank you. And for our last question that was submitted by the membership is regarding accountability. Members often hear promises during election campaigns. How will you ensure that your commitments as president translate into measurable results and real improvements after the election?
By doing what I said I would do, keeping your commitments to the membership is what's important. You don't just come and sell sunshine and roses. You sell things that you can actually achieve, that you can actually do, and that you can follow through or follow up or continuously work towards. Members don't think that you can do every single thing that you set out to do. there are delays, there are factors that may inhibit your ability to change things right away. But if they see a consistent effort in in doing the things that you will do, and if not completing them, attempting them, and reporting to them as to why they're delayed or can't be done, or telling them that you'll continue to try and show that you're trying. Talk is cheap. Results in action, that's what speaks to the membership. And I trust that through my track record, through the last 3 years, the 90-day language where I said that I would report, the modernization that I said I would bring, the communication and transparency that I promised, the changes in the contract that we fought for to get the most changes ever done in the history of our local in the last 20 years. I'm sure the membership sees when you follow through with the things that you say. And that is my commitment going forward. Anything that I've campaigned on, anything that I've put in my platform, anything that you see in my videos, I stand behind and I commit to the membership to achieve those actions. And if I can't achieve them, communicate as to why and what the plan will be moving forward so that we're all always on the same page and all moving towards a positive outcome as a unified front together. And that's what solidarity is all about.
Okay. So this concludes all the questions that were submitted by the membership. I want to thank everybody that did submit questions and that participated in this. I know it was a little short notice, but I do appreciate it. We will conclude with giving the participant 2 minutes, final conclusion to the membership, and then we will end it. I appreciate everybody participating tonight. And Mr. Salby, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much to the members that were able to come. I'm happy that you were able to witness at least one candidate and their willingness to always participate in the demands and expectations of the membership. I will always be committed to you. I will always be committed to representing you. I'm asking for your support moving forward so that I have more opportunities to represent you going forward. I will never fail you intentionally. I will never run away from the difficult questions. I understand what it means to be a leader. I understand that leadership isn't always about success stories. It's about taking responsibility where there's failure. It's about answering the hard questions when the hard questions need to be answered. It's about being accountable. It's about taking responsibility. It's about communicating. It's about always trying to further the labor movement. And I hope that you, the members, see that through my action as president. Uh, and I'm just hoping that you support me moving forward so that I can have another opportunity to give back to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate everybody that came out and taking time out of their Sunday away from their families to participate in this and hear our candidates answer some of our tough questions. So I appreciate it. And that concludes this Zoom meeting. Thank you, Andrew, for participating.
No problem.
Okay, everybody, have a good night.